Well, hello there, welcome to Pringle Racing, and you join me in MotoGP 26. Yep, I finally made the plunge. This is my second race, my second full race on the new Brazilian circuit. I'm still getting used to the slight adjustment to physics. It's still pretty similar to MotoGP 25, so don't give me too hassle on my first race. I'm still trying to learn the circuit and get myself used to this, but let's see how I do on this game. And while we do this race, I wanted to bring up another issue, and this is the main topic for the clip. I want to talk about the price of games. And when I'm talking about the price of games, I'm not meaning that they're too expensive. I think it's something far more important. But why are the most loyal fans, the people who buy a game day one, doesn't matter what area, they're going to jump in right from the outset. Why are those often the people getting the worst deal? Now let me explain. Now I'm using MotoGP 26 as an example, but before anyone starts typing in the comments, this isn't just Milestone. Ubisoft do it, EA do it, pretty much every publisher does this. Now this game, MotoGP 26, was around £60. Now normally I would have bought this day one, okay? But let's be honest, games aren't cheap and most of us can't buy absolutely everything we like, yeah? So for me, there was another game I wanted, and that was James Bond First Light. And can I say that game is flipping amazing, the story was brilliant, and the story is probably the main reason why I did buy it day one, because I didn't want any spoilers. I didn't want to see any clips or any giveaway scenes that would happen, because it was like watching an actual James Bond movie. It is a fantastic story, an incredible game from beginning to end. It completely blew me away. Now I pre-ordered that game just days before it was launched so I could collect my bonus, and I had an amazing experience. Yeah, the downside was that I couldn't afford to get MotoGP 26, and MotoGP 26 had to wait. Now here's the thing that's quite, basically I find gets interesting. Just 1 month later, MotoGP 26 was on sale. That's right, just 1 month. So instead of paying $59.99 for the game, right, I picked it up for £40. That's a £20 saving, right? Now imagine you bought that on launch day. How annoyed would you be? Just 30 days after its release, the game lost a third of its value, just dropped. And this is the bit that really makes no sense to me, right? Launch day is usually when the game is at its worst. There are bugs, there are balancing issues, there are patches that need to be released. So you're paying for the highest possible price, yet for the least polished version of the game. Then a month or 2 months later, the game's run better, the bugs are fixed, the content has improved, and somehow now it's cheaper. Surely that's completely backwards. Now, my justification for me buying James Bond First Light was because I didn't want to get the story ruined. So that's why I went there, knowing full well that there could be bugs on it. And there were a couple of little minor issues, but the game ran pretty smoothly from day one. Now, with a game like MotoGP 26 as a racing game, it doesn't really matter. There's no story to it. It's a race. So I'd rather have the better version. And from what I've experienced so far, as you can see me on this race, it is very similar to MotoGP 25. I didn't buy MotoGP 25. I got that through the games catalogue. So I really enjoyed that game. I absolutely find it being, for me, one of the best Milestone games ever. Had some really good races, and for what I'm experiencing so far, as you'll see, I'm loving this new circuit. I got a few little issues in the middle section of this race, but I do actually love this game. Getting used to handle slightly differently, so you'll notice in this clip my racing is a bit scary. I can feel like I'm going to drop the nose of the bike. It is, to me, I find it's much better handling than Ride 6, but that's probably because I haven't configured Ride 6 to match MotoGP 26. But I'm enjoying this game so far. So if you don't have MotoGP 25, I would get MotoGP 26. If you have MotoGP 25, it is very similar, and you're only getting one track, and sadly you did lose the Argentinian track, which I wasn't aware of. So it's not bad. The game's not bad, but for the price I've got it for, I'm ecstatic. £40 for this, that was worth every penny. Now I am going to do a bit of more of a deep dive into this game. Because obviously there's 22 online lobbies, which you don't have in Ride 6, you only have 12. So I'll be discussing that and reviewing that a bit later on. But I have to say, I'm having a whale of a time in this game. It is exactly what I wanted, so I am not disappointed one bit. So the fact is, as I waited, I got rewarded for that, so I feel quite happy. But let's compare that to, say, someone like Nintendo. Okay, now I'm not going to discuss the prices of their games, because I think their games are too high. But the one thing I do find they do is their flagship games tend to always stay at full price. You'll only probably get a 5% discount. And I somewhat respect that, but sometimes I think those games are still too high up in price. You may disagree because Super Mario Odyssey and things like that are still phenomenal games. But I like the fact that they are still, this is a great game, we're not reduced it because it is a fantastic game, and I like that they do that. Now, there is something I'm seeing that publishers are doing, and I quite like this, and this is a bit I want to expand on. Let's take the Studio Rebellion. They did Sniper Elite Resistance, yeah. Now, I've had previous versions of Sniper Elite, and because of that, they offered me a discount. That's how it's portrayed. Maybe everybody got a discount. Maybe I got suckered into that. But they offered me a discount. As you've already got the game, we'll give you an extra 10% if you buy it day one. And by the way, by buying it on day one, I got extra bonuses. So for me, I thought, do you know what? Yep, I'll do that. That was great. And that game didn't come on sale for a good 8 months later, I noticed. It was quite good. Now, with Milestone, they did something very similar with Ride 6. Their Ultimate Edition, they gave me an extra 10% off if I bought the Ultimate Edition. And the Ultimate Edition includes the Season Pass. And I thought, well, I'm going to get the Season Pass. I think it's worth it. Let's get it. I had high expectations. Now, when I got the game, there were a lot of things missing, a couple of bugs. Prime example, if you look at my other clip this week, I've just released a new update they've done, which is the Race Creator, which I think is brilliant, but should have been there day one. So that took 3 months to come, which wasn't too bad. But the one thing I did notice, the Ultimate Edition 30 days on that game was also on a sale. So I was a bit disappointed there, going, hold on, where's my loyalty? I should have just waited. And the biggest culprit I find that does this are Ubisoft. I mean, I bought Riders Republic and the Crew Motorfest on day one, and they were the biggest mistakes, because they dropped by a huge amount a month or 2 months later. So I now won't ever buy a Ubisoft game. They're a big studio, so I think they can handle it. So I will wait at least a month and a half, and I know I'm going to get a giant discount. The new Star Wars game I waited a year. Avatar game I waited God knows a year. I waited a year for that. Wasn't too bothered on that one. So the question here is, this is now hurting Ubisoft. Ubisoft need those games to be a success, right? And they're not, and they're at the risk of being taken over. And this is the reason for the reason for this main video clip, is because there are two games that I have absolutely enjoyed in VR. One of those happens to be Behemoth, and the other one is that Alien VR game. Both those studios now have been shut down because their game didn't make the money, didn't make the success. It didn't make the targets they wanted to make. So there's a lot of people that go, oh, do you know what, I'll wait. It's a VR game, but I'll wait and get that later in a sale. And that actually damaged the game. Those studios are now gone. So as a supporter, I want to be there day one. But if I'm supporting you day one, I think I should be rewarded for that. I think I should be looked after. And I think the pricing scheme has got it all mixed up. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but there is a small little game coming out in November this year called GTA 6. And now, I know everyone knows it's going to be a big game, but I don't think anyone really appreciated how ridiculously massive this game is going to be. And I will get that game at some point, but I'm not going to plan to get it day one. I don't have the time to play those type of games. They're just too long, and to remember all the control buttons. So for me, although I do find them amazing, it's the time I have to play those games. Now, this is the bit that really stumped me and blew my brain these last couple of weeks, is that the game, basically, the base price is really £100. I know you can get it for £70, but if you want the full version, it's £100. And if you pre-order a game on the PlayStation, they take your money immediately. So as soon as you order it, it'll get done. So I've asked a lot of people that I know that have pre-ordered it. They go, yeah, I want the bonuses. That's why I want the discount. That's why I'm doing the pre-order. Oh, okay. But then I went, but what if I buy it a week before release? Do I get those same bonuses that you're getting? And they go, oh yeah, you still get the same bonuses. So why would I pay for it now? That's just stupid. Yeah, the game could get moved back further, and I'm going to be £100 out of pocket. Why not just wait closer to November? That makes more sense, yeah? Now, I think that's just me being sensible, but it seems to be 32 million people want to pre-order it now. So in the first 3 days of you able to pre-order it, 32 million people have ordered this game, which means Rockstar have made £3.2 billion, and they haven't even released the game. Okay, and I can tell you now, that game is going to have bugs, that game is going to have issues, their online feature's not going to be available for the first 3 months, so you're not even getting the full game. But there are going to be problems with that game, and I've got GTA 5, and by the way, that version just got more and more better the longer you waited. So for me, waiting for that game will make me get a better version. Yeah, so I think GTA 6 is probably the best example because people are so fanatical about it, but they've already made their return on the game. I think the game cost 2.1 billion to make, which is ridiculous itself, but they've made £1 billion already, so that studio's sitting comfortable, ready to go. But the smaller studios can't do that. They're not guaranteed that a yearly game like MotoGP is going to give them the return they require. Now, this is my idea, and admittedly GTA 6 blows out of the water, but like I say, not every game is GTA 6. So Milestone need to make sure they get the numbers. They want to make sure people invest in this game, because, by the way, they have renewed their contract. Milestone have renewed their contract with GP, which is great, so we're going to get another one from them, because I believe all the bikes change in 2027, so that is a good news. But this is my idea. What if, when a game is about to be released, if you pre-order it 2 months before release, because of your support, you should get a 20% discount. Okay, now if it's a month before release, okay, so you weren't there early on, you're a bit hesitant, we're only going to give you a 15% discount. So you should have invested more, because obviously the money gets taken out straight away. And if you pre-order it a week before it's released, you get your like online bonuses, but we're only going to give you a 5% discount. So it's staggered. But once the game launches, that price is fixed. Sorry, you should have been there day one. You should have been with us. You should have trusted that we were going to do the right job. And I think that is where the people should get rewarded. I'm here day one. I'm going to help you out. Now, admittedly, GTA 6 breaks that rules, yeah, because everyone's going to do it anyway. But those smaller studios can say, well, actually, now we're going to struggle. I need to get the numbers up. And the numbers on MotoGP 26 looks quite good, because there are about 50% of people that are completed races compared to the 2% on MotoGP 25. There is a lot more people that bought this game that are racing and wanting to win. So I'm seeing that the numbers look quite good on this. So I'm interested on that one. Did you just notice I got third place on that? My second race on the time of this track, and I got third place. And more importantly, I didn't drop the bike. That was a really good race. So I hope you appreciate. I may have been a bit cagey on certain corners, and there's certain areas I've got to complete on this one, but I didn't do too bad. But if you're one of those early adoptees into this game, how peeved are you going to be that the real true riders that love MotoGP that are day one, you got stung because you could have waited 30 days and saved yourself a 20% discount. I feel I would have been really peed off if I'd bought this game day one, and I want to support Milestone. So maybe it's me, maybe I'm losing the plot, maybe I'm just getting really fussy in my old age, I don't know. But what do you think? Do you think publishers stop dropping prices so quickly, or do you think the current system works just fine? Well, let us know in the comments below. I'm going to do more GP races later on. I'm still going back to my Supercross days, so don't worry, there's still some races coming up on there. Stay tuned, guys. I hope you see what you're seeing, and I'll get back very soon. Bye-bye for now.